Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another Sunday Reset. My name is Tiffany, and I am so happy to have you joining me today. In today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of everything. We're actually going to start the video off as I prepare to host my in-laws' 50th anniversary party, and then we're going to finish the video off the day after the party. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually starting here at my coffee bar, and if you watched Wednesday's video, you will notice that the coffee bar looks the way it did before I decorated for Halloween, and that is because I filmed this video before I did that. So right now I'm just kind of cleaning off this space. Like I said before, this is a catch-all for us. Here is the cake topper I purchased for their cake for their party. It was absolutely beautiful. If you follow me on Instagram and here on YouTube, I did post a short with just some clips of the party. It was beautiful. It was exactly as I hoped it would be, and they absolutely loved it. They were even surprised with some of the guests that came to visit, so that was wonderful. But I'm just going to clean off this coffee bar area and restock the coffee drawer before our guests arrive. When I started filming this video, it was the Friday before. It was the Friday of guests. No, it wasn't. It was the Thursday before guests arrived. Guests arrived on Friday, and I wanted to make sure that everything was clean and ready to go for them. So that's what I am doing here. And we're actually going to be working upstairs in today's video as well. We're going to be working on getting the carpets cleaned and just making sure the bedrooms are ready because we did have family stay with us, and it was so fun to finally be able to host family at our house. You know, when we lived in Vegas, we would always fly out to the East Coast to visit family, and we never were able to host any family with us. So this was a really, really special occasion, and I absolutely was thrilled to have Danny's family here with us. And the house was loud and full, and it just makes me so very happy. So we're going to go ahead and get this coffee area stacked up, and then we'll move on to the next chore. So as I mentioned, we're going to be working our way up the stairs today because my focus for today was on getting the carpets cleaned and getting the bedrooms prepared. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm starting off by vacuuming off the stairs. Normally this is a job that I hand off to my children. However, I actually had taken off the 2 days before the party to prepare. So everybody was at school. I was home alone. This was lovely. So I was doing some of the things that they normally would be doing, and it worked out. I was able to just really get some deep cleaning done, and normally this vacuuming of the stairs is a job that my children do. I like to give them this job because I feel like it's easy. But now we're moving into my little boy's room upstairs. I actually have a video of us doing that accent wall there, and today we're just going to be doing a little bit of brief cleaning up, and we're going to be cleaning up the carpets. So one thing I did not do in this video is make anybody's beds. That's not my job. I was not going to be making their beds. And honestly, the only reason I came in here and did any cleaning at all is because I needed to get the carpets cleaned. We're still working on getting this room figured out. They have a lot of space in this room and yet not a lot of storage. So we're trying to figure out what that looks like. I think I'd like to get them some kind of table for the middle of the room. I'm thinking a Lego table would be really great. They just have so much space in here, which is wonderful when, you know, they want to create a fort or when we had family, like I said, because there's plenty of room for everyone. But I just feel like there's so much space in this room to be utilized. And I'm thinking that a Lego table would be really cool just right here in the middle. So I'm just getting some of this stuff cleaned up so that way we can vacuum and then we can clean the carpets. Now, I have cleaned the carpets one other time since we've lived here. I try to do it like every 3 to 6 months just to keep them clean. When you wait too long to shampoo them, it can be a really big job that requires like a lot of deep cleaning, where if you do it more frequently and you don't wait until the carpet is super soiled, then it really doesn't take a very long time at all. So just going to grab the vacuum here real quick and just give this a good clean, and then we're going to move on to the next room. If you're curious about the paint colors, the blue wall is the Sherwin-Williams colored denim, and the gray wall is Sherwin-Williams French gray, I believe. And the trim is all in the color Swiss Coffee, I believe, by Sherwin-Williams, I believe. And what you saw me doing there was I just went and emptied out the vacuum. It was super full. This is a vacuum that I just keep upstairs. This is not the Dyson that I use downstairs, but this one we keep upstairs, and it works really nicely on the carpet. This is the one that I purchased a little while ago. I can't remember the name of it right now. I want to say it's Be Life, but I'll have it linked for you down below. It's a nice little affordable cordless vacuum, and it's definitely more lightweight than my Dyson. I don't feel like the suction is as awesome, but it definitely does a good job. The battery life is really good, and you don't have to hold the little button down, which is nice. I'm actually moving into my daughter's room now. I do believe that halfway through my vacuuming, I realized she had already done this. However, I didn't want to run the risk of starting to clean the carpets and not having the carpets vacuumed beforehand. So I just wanted to give them all a good quick vacuum and show you a little bit of the upstairs. I know this is a part of the house that I don't typically show, and that's just for privacy reasons. These are not my, rooms. This is my children's rooms, and for the sake of some privacy for them, I typically don't go in their space a whole lot. I'll come in their rooms, but it's typically when they're home. I don't like to be in their space if they're not there. I like to give them some privacy. They deserve it. So I did let everybody know that I was going to be cleaning the carpets this day, so everybody knew I was coming in. But and as you can see, the buffet there is a little bit of a mess, but again, I didn't do like actual cleaning and organizing of things because that's not my job. I clean and organize all the other spaces. They get to clean and organize their rooms. So this here is the room of my two older boys. So my teenager is on the right and my 10-year-old is on the left, and that is their lizard Bagon in the back there. We actually are trying to figure out what we're going to put him on. But he likes to be by the window. But anyway, this space again is not my space to clean and organize. So, I didn't make the beds. It was actually pretty clean. I was really impressed. They do a really good job of keeping their room clean, but they're not always the best at remembering to make their beds in the morning. So that's okay. And then you see I already got out the carpet cleaner there. They have two closets here in their room. So where this camera is situated, there is a walk-in closet to the right and a walk-in closet to the left. And so I keep that carpet cleaner upstairs in their rooms just because it's so much easier to have it up there. I don't have carpet downstairs to clean, so I just keep this upstairs and it works really well. So we're going to go ahead and give this a good clean. I'm using it's a Bissell carpet cleaner. It is, I believe, their like pet carpet cleaner. And I'm using their, the shampoo that has the woolite in it. It smells really good. And I feel like it does a really good job on the carpet. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going to take my sweet time to do this. I do not enjoy this chore, you guys, at all. I find it to be so incredibly boring. It's really slow, which is probably another reason why I do this more often and I don't wait a long time to do it, because I don't like to take like a really long time to do this chore. I don't know. It just seems like it takes forever. So we're going to speed this up, but it is very satisfying. It is a very satisfying chore to see, especially when you see me dump this dirty water. Just wait till you see like how the carpets look so clean. We haven't even lived here for a full year and we don't have shoes upstairs. So they stay really, really clean, and yet somehow they're still dirty. So just wait until you see me dump the dirty water. Your mind will be absolutely blown. But we're going to go ahead and take some time to get these carpets cleaned, and I'm going to stop talking so much. I said I wasn't going to talk anymore, and I promise I'll give a little break here in a second, but my kiddos' room here, this is above our garage, and one of the things that I always forget is that they have a knee wall. So the wall here that you see, it only goes up about 4 feet, and then they have a pitched ceiling, so it goes up into, a peak, and I always forget that. And when I went in to go start cleaning this side of the room, I totally whacked my head on the pitched ceiling. Like, oh my gosh, I did it twice. I felt like such an idiot, but it happens. Like I said, I don't go in their room a ton, and so I completely forgot that space was pitched like that. And yeah, that was not fun, but you better believe from this point on, I will always make sure I'm paying attention. Okay, we're going to go ahead and dump out the dirty water for the first time. I do this more than once, but look at that. Oh my gosh. So there is hair, obviously, from our pets, but that is dirty water. Like, it just blows my mind. Like I said, we don't wear shoes upstairs. I just cannot believe how dirty this carpet gets, even though it's just our dirty bare feet on it. Like, it still goes to show that even if you don't wear shoes upstairs, you still got to make sure you're shampooing your carpets regularly. So we're going to go ahead and work on Michaela's carpets. I adore her room. She has the coolest room. Like, even now as a grown-up, I feel like her room is still the coolest space, and she's going to be 16 in February, and she's just such a good kid. All my kids are really, really great, but she just has really found who she is and has such a cool vibe, and she had a vision for her room. She wanted, a really low bed. She wanted tapestry. She wanted that hanging chair. She just wanted a cool space. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out. She got that tapestry in her hanging chair one year for Christmas. Last year, she got that green record player that she absolutely loves. Underneath the table right there, you'll see she's got a whole entire basket full of records. Just very, very cool. She's just a cool, eclectic kid. She's got a ton of crystals, and it's just a cool space. So I like to be in here, and I'll come up and sit in her hanging chair and just enjoy it. I always tell her that one day she's going to wake up and find me sleeping in that thing, because it's like a little hammock. And the way we have it situated, you can just see right out the window and can watch, the trees and the sunset. It's just really, really pretty. So she has such a cool space. Next up, we're going to move into the little boys' room. So this is where Griffin and Ryan share a space. So I have been asked a question before about why I have kids sharing a room if we have a guest room downstairs. And there's a number of reasons. Number one, the number one reason that my kids share a room is because they can, and because it's cool to be able to share with your sibling. There's absolutely no reason why they can't share space and why they have to have a room all to themselves. In other cultures besides in the American culture, families share entire houses together. So I love that my boys have this space to share together, and they like it too. So we're going to go ahead and dump this dirty water again. Oh my goodness, get ready. It wasn't as bad in this area, and I think that's because my daughter always wears socks. Like, she never has bare feet. So I think her carpet was a little bit cleaner, but definitely was still dirty. So we're going back into the little boy's room to keep going. This room is super huge. All of their bedrooms are super big. So this room is, I think, a 14 by 14. Michaela's room is a 13 by 15. And then my big boys, Aiden and Ronan, their room is, I believe, 13 by 27. I think. Their room is giant. So I think it's the biggest room in the house. So plenty of room to have, a space to share your room and still be able to have plenty of room to play or have whatever it is that you'd like to have in the room, like a desk and all that stuff. So no reason why they can't share. Plus we have a lot of family that comes to visit from out of town. When my mom comes to visit, she stays for 2 to 3 weeks. So want her to be able to have her own space, which is, the main reason why we have the guest room and why I made sure that there was a TV in there and everything. So that's really why our kids share rooms up here. So absolutely no reason why they can't. And then eventually, over the next few years, we will work on finishing the basement and adding a bedroom or 2 down there, so that as they get older, they can kind of spread out and share their space. So they don't have to move out for a while. They can, live at home while they go to college, save some money, and, prepare to move out and have a really good, start to their life. So that is why we do things the way we do. Now, I know when you see downstairs, it can be very confusing to, figure out where everybody lives, considering there are 7 of us that live in this house. And when you're downstairs, you only see the 2 bedrooms, and my stairs are hidden, so you don't see them, which I kind of like. So there's our last dump. We're going to go ahead and rinse out the container here just so that it doesn't get stinky. And we are done with the carpet cleaning upstairs. So now we're moving on to the day after the party. This is the leftover. Luckily, I had family that had stayed with us and helped us do some cleaning. Danny was actually outside with the teenagers working on getting all the tables and everything put away, and I focused on the inside. I wish I had taken the camera outside and showed you a little bit, but I didn't. I guess I didn't really think it through. I'm so sorry. I wish I had done that so you could have seen some of that cleanup. But there's Ryan in the background just kind of hanging and chatting with me as I clean up. But we're going to start on the island. I did get these little vases, these little bowls from the Dollar Tree. This is what we used for centerpieces on the tables. And when I first bought them, I thought that they were super chintzy. I just was so afraid that they were too small and they weren't going to be enough for a little centerpiece, but they ended up being perfect. I filled them with some hydrangeas and some other greens, and they looked really, really pretty. And they were just enough. It wasn't a wedding. It didn't need to be anything fancy, but it was perfect. I'm putting them in the space above my refrigerator up here. I do have a ton of space up here, plus a shelf, and it just seemed like the appropriate place. This is where I keep my other vases, so it seemed like a smart place to put them, and I know I'll use them in the future. I'm now going to put away all this alcohol. Oh my goodness. We had purchased a ton of wine and some, spirits for the party, and it did not get all used. Well, all of the wine was pretty much drank, and I did send some home with family, but the rest of it will just go up here into our bar for, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's all coming up. So it'll all get used here in the future. And my sister-in-law, every time she comes over, she always tries to bring something to add to the bar. So she's helping me just stock it up. So I'm going to unpack some Amazon packages now. I'm going to get some of these other platters put away. I did have, just random things. It really was not terrible. The party was all outside. So it was really just stuff that we had brought in that needed to get put away. I had these leftover brownies from the dessert tray that I just put into a Ziploc, and just kind of getting things put back where they belong. But honestly, it really was not too bad of a mess at all. We had the party catered from a local pub. The food was really delicious. It worked out really well. And then my cousin, who owns her own cake business. She does beautiful cakes that are absolutely delicious. She made a cake for my in-laws, which was lovely. And then we just did a dessert kind of platter with brownies and some cookies that we'd purchased from our local grocery store. It worked out really perfectly. The kids, were picking at the cookies and all that good stuff. And we were able to enjoy the delicious cake as well. It was so good, you guys. I can't even. She made Swiss meringue, I think was the frosting. Oh my goodness, just absolutely delicious. Her cake was phenomenal. So I'm going to go ahead and get this area cleaned off. I did have some leftover greens from the little centerpieces that we made. We're going to use those here in just a little bit. I didn't want them to go to waste since I had paid for them. But then I just kind of had all of these, party things here. So utensil holders, there's a little basket there that had held, napkins and the tiered tray, all that good stuff. We're going to get all of that cleaned off and put away again. This little galvanized utensil holder that you see right here, this is what usually houses my disposable utensils, but we'd taken them out so that we could use it for the utensils that we had rented. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those back because we do use them, not regularly, but like if we're taking something to go, I'll give the kids, a plastic fork or something, so that way we're not accidentally throwing away our regular ones. And we're going to recycle those Ziplocs because they were perfectly fine. And then we're going to put these items away. That basket there with the other napkins, those are the napkins we used for the party. And that basket was on my front table. It had pumpkins in it. So I'm going to put that back here in just a second as well. And then, of course, there's random nunchucks there on the island. Don't ask. I couldn't tell you. But, with 4 boys and, a second-degree black belt husband, nunchucks tend to be places. Who knows? So right now I am gathering up the plastic cups that we had left over, and I'm going to put these up at the top of my shelf here. I've got a ton of space up here, and these are going to come in handy, like I said, for other holidays throughout the season. So we are hosting Thanksgiving, and I'm sure we'll host New Year's Eve again. We're actually hosting a Halloween party as well. So we've got a lot of, hosting and, entertaining. So we've got plenty of things to use. I also had picked up those little gold votive holders from Amazon for the party. Those were on the tables. So I'm just putting those up here as well. Those will be great for tablescapes for the holidays. So I look forward to using those again. And I had picked up some battery operated tea lights, little votives, and those worked out really, really well too. So, were also from Amazon. So I'm just putting those back up here. I think I had 24 of them, and I just thought that was a good space considering, I'll definitely be using those again. So just going to get the dishwasher emptied out here. I did have some plates in there from the ones that we had rented, so I took those out to my husband so he could return them. And then normally this would be my kiddo's job, but just wanted to get it done so I could get it reloaded and get this kitchen cleaned all the way up. They actually were over playing at the neighbor's house. So anytime they're outside playing, and I think I've mentioned this before, I'm going to encourage them to stay there and just play outside and enjoy the neighborhood and their friends. And I try not to bring them in to do chores. Like it usually, like if I wasn't filming right now or trying to get this done, it could have waited. But I just wanted to get the house put back together before the following day was Monday. So I just wanted to get it done. So I just took care of it, but normally it could just wait, get, unloaded right before dinner, have dinner, and then my oldest son would reload it. So normally that is their job, but I'm doing it really quickly now. And if you see inside my dishwasher, I have been using the citrus cleaner. Let me go check and tell you exactly what they're called. I'm not even going to try to make it up. Let me just check. Okay, it's citric acid, and I'll try to link it for you in my Amazon shop, but it is a multi-purpose cleaner. You can use it for baking, cleaning, and homemade projects. I have the product here in my hand. I'm looking at it. So I had seen this on Instagram. Somebody had used it to clean hard water stains out of their dishwasher, and you just put it in your detergent dispenser and run it on an empty load, and it completely cleans the inside of your dishwasher. It's amazing. So I need to do this again. I did just recently use the citric acid. That's why my dishwasher looked so clean. I do need to clean out the filter at the bottom. So you'll probably see that in a future Sunday reset here in the next couple of weeks, because I need to do it. I haven't done it in probably a month to 2 months. But using the citric acid, every other week maybe, has been really doing a great job at keeping the hard water stains down, because we have a well and the hard water stains are out of control. So if you have hard water, you should try this. This stuff was really affordable. I want to say less than $10, and it's been doing a really great job at keeping things clean. I'm right now just putting away all of our mugs. We had all that family over, so we had lots of coffee drinking. And so lots of mugs were getting used, which I absolutely love. And I want to find a way to utilize, that space. Like mugs only take up kind of half the shelf, and some you can stack and some you can't. So I think I want to find a way to kind of hang some underneath so that I'm getting use of the entire shelf, because I feel like I'm only using half of the shelf right now. So, but definitely enjoyed having mugs, lots of mugs for family when they were visiting. That was nice. I'm just going to get this dishwasher reloaded really quickly, and then we are going to move on to the next chore, and pretty soon we'll be wrapping this up so that I can sit down and enjoy. Crazy thing is, I did not end up putting up a Sunday reset this day. I had all intentions of filming this and then sitting down to edit this video so that I could put it right up. But by the time I was done cleaning up and, helping Danny get all of the chairs and the tables brought into the garage and everything, I was just exhausted. I was so tired. And then we did have some family come by to visit, and I, didn't want to say, sorry, I can't hang out. I need to film. I need to edit a video. I wanted to be with family, and I just knew that this could wait. So I appreciate everybody understanding. And, please know that I had all intentions of getting a video up, but here it is. You're still seeing it. I did film it. It just, I couldn't say no to hanging out with family when, I knew that this could wait. So thanks for being understanding. Okay, the last thing we're going to do here in the kitchen is utilize the rest of these flowers. So right now I'm just taking out the flowers that we're going to use, and I'm putting them into this copper pitcher here. So right now I'm removing them from this vase and taking the washi tape off that we use to kind of hold the flowers in place. And then I'm going to put all those flowers into that copper pitcher there, and I'm looking at them right now as I'm editing, and they are still looking absolutely beautiful and going strong. They're really green in my fall kitchen, but I just cannot stand to waste, anything that can be saved. So these flowers are looking really, really healthy, and I'm happy to see it. So we're just going to get these flowers put into this other pitcher, and we'll move on to the next item. The last thing on my list was making sure to vacuum up all of this confetti. I had purchased some really adorable confetti balloons, and as we were letting the air out of all of the balloons, the confetti just kind of went everywhere. So I'm just vacuuming that up really quickly. And don't look at my rug. It is super filthy, but I need to work on getting that clean. So that is it for this week's Sunday Reset, my friends. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as we prepared the house for the party as well as cleaning up afterward. I really enjoyed having family and friends over, and I sincerely appreciate you guys understanding why there was no Sunday Reset last week. Until the next one, my friends, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.